What is going on, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Two things must get accomplished today. Number one, we must test fit our 17Zs on the front of the wagon, make sure everything's going to clear properly. Again, we have a 30mm adapter on the car right now to fit the Porsche wheels. I'm pretty sure that's enough space out to clear the caliper. We can go to a 40mm if needed, but hopefully that's what'll work out. And number two, I got a text from Jack. He's ready for the rest of the pieces to be dropped off for paint. The Zender front bumper's already there with him right now. Bodywork's done, the entire thing's in primer. It looks super awesome. But now the rear lip, the hatch spoiler, the new hatch, all the rest of the pieces, the side skirts, are all ready to be dropped off with him, which is super excited. We're getting to the home stretch. Very soon, the wagon will have the full Zender body kit, the new hatch, our new fender. I am so excited to have a non-rusty fender on the car. Finally, it's been long overdue. And then we'll have the 17Zs. The whole car is getting there. Like I said, a lot to do for Euro Tripper, but we're well on our way. No, I kind of forgot how beefy this setup is. From the side of the car, you can't quite tell, but the front's a 9 and the rear's a 10. And again, from the side, you don't quite get how big it is until you take the wheel off and you set it like this, and you're like, it's a pretty beefy wheel. Also, I've driven the car quite a bit so far, and our tire wear looks perfect. So shout out for the alignment. So the plan for today, all we're gonna do, unbolt this caliper and kind of set it back over here somewhere, bolt up the 17Z, and just make sure with this adapter we have enough room behind the spokes, doesn't gonna hit, doesn't gonna scrape, anything like that. I'm not gonna go through and actually pull the brake line off just yet, because then make a big mess and there's no point in doing that. But we do already have these stainless steel lines. And again, I've been told that this fitting here off this caliper will fit the 17Z, but you have to crank it down super tight. And I'm not sure if I like that entire situation. So the new R32 stainless steel lines we got ordered today. Those will be here this week, hopefully, and then I'll have the proper brake line to go to the 17Z, and that way everything just fits as it's supposed to. And then for anyone who's wondering, the current brake setup on the car, these are the calipers off my VR5 4Motion I had back in Germany, but the same caliper you get on like the GLI, I want to say, or like the Anniversary GTI. It just has the longer arms on the actual carrier itself to bring the caliper out a little bit further. This is a 312mm rotor. We started off on this car with a 288 and the shorter ears on the caliper carrier, and now we have the 312 with the longer ones, and this is what you get, which the setup itself works great. The car stops phenomenal, but we're going bigger. All right, old rotor is off, brake caliper is also off. I decided to go through, we're actually gonna toss on the R32 334mm rotor just to make sure we can test fit everything together and make sure there's no issues, everything clears properly. So this came off and this came off. Like I said, I've done about 6,000 miles on these so far, and honestly, they look brand new still. Definitely a nice brake setup for the car. If you don't want to go 17Z, this caliper with the 312 is definitely a really good option. Let me give you guys a little side-by-side here. We have the 312 by 28, I want to say it is, next to the R32 or Audi TT 334 by 32, which is this thing. Beefy. Gonna look so good behind that. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is get our adapter bracket mounted up to our factory knuckle. The two inner ones here with the recessed holes, you can see the factory bolt that comes off of your caliper off your knuckle, that one will sit inside like so, and the larger ones here will thread into the outer ones for a 17Z. So we'll go ahead and bolt up this to our knuckle first, which I believe it goes that way. That one and that one. So that'll sit like that, and then a 17Z will bolt to the outer one there and the outer one there after we bolted with the first one. I believe so. Okay, so our brake adapter is on, which you can see right here. If you remember from yesterday's video, I said I thought there might be something where you have to cut the bolt and shorten them down. These are the factory bolts that would bolt up this caliper to this knuckle. Now going through the adapter, you can see how far they each stick out. That might clear because there's a gap behind the rotor, but this might be the bolts I was thinking of that you have to cut and trim, which I'm not gonna do right now because I'm still using this caliper obviously, but we go to the hardware store, get a set of these that are just brand new but much shorter. That way, if there's any issue back here where it's hitting the backside of the rotor, a shorter bolt will alleviate that. But we're gonna try right now and just see what happens, because there's just that gap back there, but I don't know if that's gonna work or if I can do this one-handed or not, because this rotor is massive. Okay, yeah, see? Right there, it's hitting there and there. So we're gonna need shorter bolts for that, which isn't very hard to do. And this is why we do test fits, to make sure we know exactly what we're getting into before it's actually time to put stuff on the car. So you can cut the factory bolts. I'm not going to do, because I'm still using them for these ones, but I will go to the store, get 2 new bolts, well, 2 for this side, 2 for that side, shorter bolts than this, that way they go through enough with the knuckle that it's secure, but not this long and hitting the backside of our rotor. So the plan now, quick run to the hardware store, get some shorter bolts, that way I can bolt up the adapter bracket with the caliper and have the rotor, because I want to test fit everything together, the wheel, the rotor, the caliper, everything. That way I can see the entire setup on the car and make sure everything is good to go. Okay, so I drove around for probably an hour, checked all the hardware stores, all the parts stores. Nobody has the same bolt as what I need, which I kind of figured because it's Volkswagen. It's an M12 by 1.5, but it's like not quite 1.5. So none of the other bolts are the right thread. I tried every single nut that I can find, but nothing worked. So what I'm gonna have to do when the time comes to actually put the calipers fully on the car, I'm just gonna order another set of the factory bolt. That way I know the thread pitch is perfect and I'll match it the way it's supposed to. And then I'll have one set that's factory length in case I ever want to go back to the factory caliper, because if I cut this, it's then too short to fit that caliper. So I'll have one set of factory length bolts, and then I'll have another set that are cut down in size for the 17Zs. So with all that being said, still gonna test with the 17Z today. We just won't have the rotor on, which that shouldn't give us any trouble. If anything, it would be the caliper with something weird going on, but the rotor shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so we've been talking about these calipers for quite a while now, but to actually see them, holy crap, these things are huge. And I've seen 17Zs on Mark IVs before, but something about seeing it on your car for the first time, these things are massive. Now, obviously, there is no brake rotor here currently. There is still a bit of a space between the adapter here and the actual hub, but I do realize this might be out slightly further once the rotor's actually in between these two pieces right here. But if the wheel fits on with this, then I know for a fact if it goes out further, it'll fit. But this caliper is huge. And looking at where the wheel's gonna bolt up to where that is, I'm hoping that's enough. I said I do have a 40 millimeter if I need to go 10 more millimeters out to clear this, but I'm hoping the 30 is enough. But if we need to go more, we can. But that looks insane. Moment of truth, my friends. Is this going to fit first try, or are we going to have fitment issues? Now, the caliper itself isn't bolted all the way down, but it is pushed flat to the adapter bracket, so it can't go any more this way. And the wheel does have a bit of a rise for the backpack. I think we're gonna be okay. Very carefully. Ooh, that is close. I don't want to scratch my caliper. You there? Oh, it's okay. So yeah, we're in the 40. But again, I don't know the actual distance between what that actual rotor is gonna add space-wise. It might be enough for the 30. I mean, it might be like a piece of paper close, because right now it is close right now. Wow, that's close. If this is the actual fitment, that'd be sick. Because like, it's close. Very close. But again, we might have another maybe 1 to 2 millimeter that pushes out with the rotor being inside there, and then we wouldn't need to do the 40 and it'd be fine. Let's just appreciate that for a second. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. All I've wanted. Porsche calipers with the Porsche wheels. This is all I wanted. And if we can get the fitment like that type of the caliper, that would be ridiculous. Let me toss on the 40 real quick, just for getting the wheel actually bolted up and see where it's gonna sit. But you can see the caliper, I mean, it's close. It's really close. All right, so went ahead and swapped from the 30 millimeter adapter to the 40 millimeter adapter. The wheel's officially bolted on, the caliper's tight. This looks insane. Everything I ever wanted, this is it. The Porsche wheel, the caliper behind it, it looks so good. And you can see actually plenty of space between the back of the spoke and the caliper. There is a chance once the actual rotor's on, if you look on the inside, this section here, right here, is actually pretty thick. So there is a chance with the rotor on the car and the 30 millimeter adapter that the wheel itself still might fit and make the clearance between the back of the face and the caliper even tighter. But with the 40mm adapter, the fitment, still spot on. Like I said from the beginning, we had the 30, and I always said if I wanted to go more, we had room to do the 40 and still plenty of space. And the fitment is still spot on. So whether I want to do the 40 and have this little bit of gap here, or possibly once the rotor's on with the 30, so whether I want to keep the 40mm adapter and have that bit of space right there, or once the rotor's on with the 30, maybe at that point this will have enough space to clear the caliper. But if not, again, the 40 fits spot on, and I love it. This setup, man, it's everything I wanted. Everything I could ever wanted. I wish I could have had the right bolts in the back to actually put the rotor on, but it is what it is. At least we can see the wheel on the car with the caliper. It's just so good. I love seeing that caliper back there. Just a bright red popping through. What a cool setup. So that will conclude our test fit session for today. I just cannot stop staring at how fantastic this looks. The whole setup, the caliper, the wheel, the new decal, the color, just everything came together so well. But sadly, I have to put the old caliper back on because I have to drive the car here in a second. So until later this week when the rest of my parts show up, we need the bolts and we need the brake line, and then it's going on the car. So good. So good. Anyways, next up we have to fit all these pieces into the wagon and then over to Jack's to drop them off for paint. We have the Zender rear lip, we have the hatch spoiler, we have the Zender skirts right here, and this is my Euro hatch. This is actually the blue one that came off of my Golf 4 variant that I bought in Germany right before we left. So that's in there, and then I think that's everything. He already has a front bumper, and then he has a fender. So yeah, he has bumper and fender. I have rear lip, spoiler, hatch, and skirts, and that should be everything. So number one, Florida sunsets, absolutely unmatched. They are just beautiful all the time. And number two, no matter how show car-y the wagon gets, I will never hesitate to just load this girl up. She is a daily through and through, and it might get more expensive with the parts on it and more show car-y, but I'm always gonna do this. She was built to do this, being a wagon. Everything fits. Parts going in. Jack's car's all together again. Well, almost. How far would you say? And I saw he got the, it'll be in the mutts nuts, which is sick. Doors are on, hatch is on. We're saying like what? 85%?
Yeah, about 85%.
That was good. Do you have one of the, where'd the wheel faces go? I saw he's doing paint match BBS LMs in the front. Well, on the whole car. Oh, there it is. LMs are like one of the best wheels ever, by far. And it's paint matched. Good car. And then fender, front bumper, rear lips over there, and hatch spoiler, and then side skirts, and the hatch will come in a minute.
Try not to get the dust all over it.
Yeah, to keep it clean.
Well, it's just so when I go to sand it or buff it, I don't get no scratches in it.
Let me give that one a try and see. I forgot I still need an emblem for this bumper, and I don't know if Mark 3 is the right size or it's too small. That's too small. Not by a bunch, but definitely too small. I'm pretty sure we decided either Lupo or Polo, that's the right size. But it's kind of cool to actually see an actual emblem in there finally. But Mark 3 is not it. I mean, I guess if I really needed it to work, it could work with a bigger, like, grommet. But Mark 3 is not. Mark 3 is not it. Side skirts have the decal still, which the rear lip is missing, and so is the front bumper. But Danny's gonna make me 2 more of those, so this one will have one after paint, and so will this one. I think it's 1.5 by half, so he'll make me 2 more gel decals just like this, so the entire thing can be nice and complete. I was telling Jack, I think the fender might be my favorite piece because look at this. Just no rust. No rust. Almost like a unicorn piece to find a Mark IV with nice fenders. Like, I'm excited for all these pieces, but like this quarter right here, like this is gold. Absolute gold to me. It's so funny you just happen to have this upstairs and like it was just chilling here. Yep. Yeah, mine's gotten bad. Since I've been in Florida, the moisture, like I'll show you guys in a minute, but like it's bubbling. It's like one good push from just caving in, and like I'm terrified to even like wash the car anymore, but it's getting bad. And I chipped it up here a little bit more. So I'm hyped for this. Like, I love this, but the new fender's got me really excited. That's just what, filler putty?
Yeah, it's just it's called Featherlight. It's just like thin coat of it.
Let's see if it does it. No problem. That started right up too. I like this car. I miss my brothers. That sound.
Yeah. It's got exhaust.
I like this car. It sounds awesome. Ah, that diesel smell. All right, my friends, very exciting stuff. At this point, all of the pieces are with Jack, which means very soon they will all be painted. I cannot wait to see everything in one color and on the wagon. I'm so stoked to have not a rusty fender in this car anymore. Again, big thank you to Jack. Instagram down below. His Mark III is coming out super nice, and he's gonna kill it. All the pieces for the wagon. Cannot wait. So the plan now, I'm gonna bring him the gas door off this car so I can paint match off the current color of the car. If we spray the car like a brand new uni black, it'll be like a darker black and won't match the rest of the car. So I'm gonna bring him that on Friday. He should have the paint Saturday, he said, and then Sunday he's gonna spray everything. So next week we should have everything back. We can assemble the car. Ooh, I'm just imagining the full Zender kit with the Porsche brakes on it. Gonna be spicy. Now, of course, all these like time frames are just estimates. I'm really not in any rush. I do want it done, of course, before Euro Tripper, but we have plenty of time, and so there's no need to rush anything. But by rough estimate, I would say by the end of next week, the whole car should be together, which is such an exciting thought. I almost forgot. I want to show you guys my poor fender. Look at this thing. Oh, she's hanging. Listen. Hanging on for dear life. And up here, I nicked it a little bit, and that small section came off. I mean, this fender's been hanging on for quite a long time. This is the OG fender of the car when I bought it back in 2022, 21. When I bought this car, I don't remember. But this was rusty when I first got it. But after coming to Florida with all the moisture in the air, this just started rusting so much faster. And like, I don't even want to touch it, but like, you can see, it's hanging on for dear life. So I'm pretty sure I can just push my finger straight through this. But very soon, this is leaving the car. I'm so excited to have this go away. I'm gonna end this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it to the end of the video and you're coming to Euro Tripper, leave a comment down below. What vehicle are you bringing this year to Euro Tripper? Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.